Welcome back to Jersey Matters and welcome back to the show, Angelo Valente, who is the Executive Director, Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey. Thank you so much for coming back. You have an exciting next year ahead of you.
Without a doubt. It's become very important to do events like this, to be able to share information about new developments that have taken place in the opioid epidemic.
But you are going to have a series of town halls.
Yes, we have had a series of town halls that have concluded for 2017 and will continue in 2018, and they are happening throughout the state of New Jersey. So we have a series of 17 town halls where we're working on a county-by-county basis, getting an opportunity to understand the issue from a very local level, and also looking at the resources that are available to the community and how they can interact with the resources.
As you go to community to community, since you've already done a few of them,
yes.
What's the response been?
Well, the response has been excellent, because what these town halls have done, and these town halls are being sponsored by the Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey in cooperation with the Horizon Foundation for New Jersey and many other local community organizations that have participated. What they've done is they've given people at the local level, at the county level, at the regional level, an opportunity to first understand how this issue impacts them directly. What type of levels are they dealing with at the local county level? What services are available at the local county level for individuals or families that need those services? And also how these services can be replicated. We've seen best practices that one county might have that another county might not have. And it's a great opportunity to share these resources and share these best practices.
It's interesting you said that you reach out to try to get people to care more about it, because what we have found so far, and we did a town hall here ourselves, right. What we have found is the people that go to these town halls are already affected by it, are already dealing with a son or a daughter, or maybe they've become addicted themselves. It's trying to get people who it hasn't touched to realize it affects them too, or it could hit them even harder in the future.
No, that's absolutely right on target, because we feel that this is an issue, because of the uniqueness of this issue. The way in which most people start their addiction to heroin is through a prescription pad. So we feel that everyone needs to become aware of how important it is to become knowledgeable of the fact that opiates are, in some cases, and in many cases, can lead to addiction, that there needs to be restrictions, and we have seen the state has taken steps to be able to do that, restricting the number of opiates, the number of days opiates are prescribed. Right now in New Jersey, we are at a 5-day limit for opiate prescription. And most importantly, we passed a law in the state of New Jersey where a prescriber, whether it be a dentist, a doctor, or a nurse practitioner, has to have a conversation with the patient or the parent of a patient to do two things. One is to discuss the addictive qualities of the drug that's being prescribed, so they're aware that these drugs can lead to dependency and then to addiction. And finally, they have to offer alternatives, non-opiate alternatives. And that's what we see happening in New Jersey. And now on a national basis, we see that many people are replicating what we're doing in New Jersey in order to address this issue.
Which is all wonderful. The town halls are wonderful, the legislation is wonderful, all the money that's been spent to fight the opioid epidemic is wonderful on a federal and a state level, and yet the death rate keeps going up.
Well, I think there's a number of reasons for that. First of all, we have literally millions of Americans and families that are impacted who have an individual, a child, or they themselves might be impacted by being dependent currently on opiates or being addicted to heroin. So we need to be able to address that. We need to be able to provide treatment options immediately for those individuals. And fentanyl, which I know is something that has become very important in this discussion, has creeped into this formula. And we're finding that because fentanyl is so much more powerful than normal traditional heroin, that people are dying at a much greater rate as a result of that.
And I think exactly what you're talking about now when you talk about the fentanyl hitting at the street level is right. Exactly what the problem is. Once this genie was released by the pharmaceutical industry in pushing these drugs, it's now hit the street. So we can put all the limits in the world on the prescriptions, but as long now as it becomes popular in the street, we also have to go after that.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's no question that when people don't have access to those medicines, they turn to heroin. And now we're seeing that they're turning to heroin that's also mixed with fentanyl, which becomes much more potent. And unfortunately, we're seeing as a result of that, that the death rate is climbing in the state and throughout the country.
You keep fighting the good fight, and we all appreciate that.
Yes.
Where can people find out if there is there's a town hall coming close to them?
Yes, they can go to drugfreenj.org, and there's a listing of all the town halls throughout the state of New Jersey that will be taking place over the next several months.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in.
pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Angelo Valente, Executive Director, Partnership for a Drug-Free New Jersey. When Jersey Matters continues, with new security threats, how safe do you feel when going to the mall? Dawn checks on mall security when Jersey Matters continues.